This news cycle is bound together not only by the death of the police in Dallas, but by the shooting of the driver in Minnesota, in which an African-American man was killed by a Hispanic officer. The Hispanic officer saw him and thought that he met the description of somebody who had been involved in an armed robbery, pulled him over, and then told him, do not reach for your gun. He said, I'm a permit carrying, a concealed carry permit man. We don't know what happened. The officer says it was the way he reached for his gun, and he shot him and killed him. And the woman in the car turned on her some type of streaming device and caught the conversation in the aftermath. The governor of the state of Minnesota said that he probably wouldn't have been shot. The perpetrator or the man in the car, the driver, probably wouldn't have been shot if he wasn't black. Now, this, of course, enraged law enforcement people, because what this governor was saying is that, well, he was profiling. But he really wasn't saying that. What he was saying was he was racist. But here's the rub, people. If you look at what happened in Ferguson, and if you look at what then happened in Dallas, and you look at the ongoing verbal threats, the chatter online, the cyberspace accounts where they're talking about killing white cops, and people are making statements like pigs in a blanket. In other words, let's kill them. Let's put police in burial cloths. Do you understand me? So let's say that the officer, the Hispanic officer who pulled over the black man, was in fact nervous. Uh-oh. He meets the description of somebody who just committed an armed robbery. He's going for a gun. And the cop says, I told him keep his hands away from the gun, and he wouldn't listen to me, so I shot him. Maybe he didn't need to shoot him. Maybe it was total overreaction. We may never know. We may never know. But the point is this, and this is an ugly point, that people are not going to want to ponder publicly, but they're pondering it in their heart. And that is, maybe the policeman was afraid in part because he was black. Just like black men were afraid in part because they saw white people with a gun. Maybe a white person coming out of a hardware store with a rope just terrified a black man, because he thought, what is he going to do with that rope? Maybe he's just a farmer who needs a rope. But maybe he's part of the Ku Klux Klan and he's going to hang me or my friends. So this dynamic is getting worse in America, not better, in part because of idiots like Jesse Jackson and Barack Obama. Now, words matter. They do. They do. Jesse Jackson said, he's relieved if he's walking down the street and he hears footsteps behind him at night and he turns around and he finds out that it's a white person, not a black person. He's relieved because statistically he's way more likely to get attacked by a group of young black men in Washington, D.C. So Jesse Jackson piped up and tried to blame, from Europe, he pipes up and tries to blame Trump for what happened in Dallas, because of the ratcheting up the racist rhetoric. So Hillary Clinton, when this poor soul, this poor man got shot up in Minnesota, Hillary Clinton tweets out, Black Lives Matter. Well, Bernie Sanders had the pulpit taken away from him, the podium taken away, because he dared to say that all lives matter. And they do. Jesus died for all human lives. The reason that we have value, innate value, is because we're made in the image of God. We're the special creation of God. And we have souls, eternal souls, and because Christ died for us. So all lives matter. But if you get the podium taken away from you because you dare to say all lives matter, and it's black people saying, no, Black Lives Matter, guess what those black people are? They're racists. We have to just start saying it. We have to start breaking through the politically correct, insane barrier and just say up front, they're racist because they're saying that this group of people, these white people, are the threat. Therefore, they're racist because they're making a race decision. So what they've successfully done is help fuel the flames of racism and profiling and distrust and bigotry, whatever you want to call it, because they are screaming their lungs out. Black lives matter and white people are the problem. Black lives matter and white cops are the problem. Kill white cops. Whoa, 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 whoa. So now what happened in Dallas, which is the culmination of some of this stress, and there's going to be more, you better believe that white cops are going to be profiling more openly. And you would too if you were a white cop. Just like if you were a black man in the 1920s or the 1950s in Mississippi and you saw a group of white men, you thought maybe they're in the Ku Klux Klan, you'd be profiling and you'd be afraid with just cause, even if none of them were in the Klan and none of them wanted to harm you. It's the way the human mind works. When we come back, I'm going to play a clip from Sheriff Clark from Madison County up in Wisconsin. He had some things to say to President Obama and to Jesse Jackson and about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. This is just worth watching. I'll be right back.